YouTube? This is Steve from Average Joe's Fantasy Football. We've got your Week 6 waiver wire video to help you guys get ready for the upcoming week. Now, there obviously are games tonight with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Las Vegas Raiders. So there might be some players that you may want to pick up after tonight's game. We'll see how that plays out. But I wanted to kind of jump early and get you guys some of the best players you should be aiming after for this week, just to get you guys ahead of the game. Again, Thursday night games, which have been really a dud lately, but there's a Thursday night game, so make sure you guys are prepared for that. But I wanted to get you guys ready for the waivers. Now, the first position I want to talk about is going to be the quarterback position. I've got Geno Smith here against the Arizona Cardinals this week. He's available in about 66% of most leagues. He had another great performance this past weekend. He had just under 300 yards, 3 passing touchdowns. He's been averaging 24 fantasy points in the last 3 games. A lot of people were like not sure how to use him this season. And the fact that he is outperforming Russell Wilson, who just signed a massive contract going from Seattle to Denver, it's a huge accomplishment from him. He's utilizing Tyler Lockett a lot. He's utilizing DK Metcalf. He's moving around the pocket. He's doing a phenomenal job to play very smart and really to try to keep this position going and possibly stay in this role, because a lot of people have the impression that he is just playing for this year and they go draft a quarterback. But the fact that they keep trying to win and he's doing really well, it's making that tougher for Seattle to make that decision. Not to say they won't, but it is making it tough. Again, he is available in 66% of most leagues. So for those who are dealing with the bye week, or if you have a super flex or just want a quarterback to kind of fix up some of the issues you have on your roster, he's definitely a good one to grab. Another quarterback I have is a good grab, possibly, is going to be Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy G right now is going against the Atlanta Falcons this week. It's a great matchup. He's available in 76% of most leagues. He's been great the last 2 weeks. Again, not amazing performances, but he's been solid. He's getting you 15 to 18 points in fantasy. He's had no turnover since he's been back into the starting lineup. He's averaging over just 230 passing yards. And again, a lot of it has to do with the fact that this is a great matchup for him this week. I'm not saying he's going to be replaceable and a QB1 at all at any point, but he's a good bye week filler, injury filler, or again, based off matchup, might be a good filler for you this week. Now, my number one waiver wire pickup you should be going after this week for the running back position absolutely is going to be Kenneth Walker. Now, Kenneth Walker, obviously, is going against Arizona as well. He's available in 56% of most leagues because a lot of people did not want to grab him with Rashad Penny, obviously at RB1. But Penny left the game due to an injury, and a lot of it is now expected to be based off his surgery. Walker now becomes essentially RB1. Walker had a great game this past weekend filling in after Penny did go down. He had a 69-yarder down the field for a touchdown, and he should be getting a lot more carries going forward. We don't know how long Penny will be out. Most likely he'll be out for a good chunk of the season, if not all of it. A lot more tests and obviously surgery is going to happen, but I like Kenneth Walker as your number one waiver wire this week. Another waiver wire you should be going after is Eno Benjamin. Eno Benjamin's not the starting running back, but when Connor again had an injury, he's been dealing with some rib injuries and things like that. He did see a lot of action this weekend. He had 14 points. They're going against Seattle this week. He's available in 90% of most leagues. I grabbed him in a couple of my leagues because I'm a little bit deeper. I can do that, but he's seeing more snap shares. He's seeing some red zone action, and he's absolutely a great handcuff to James Conner for those owners. And he could possibly start getting into a nice little RB2 role behind Connor and really grabbing a lot more action. So he's a good early pickup. I like him a lot this week just because, again, he is available and people are starting to notice him a little bit more. I'm seeing him getting more and more pickups. Another running back that should be picked up, who probably may not be available in your league, but he might, is Brian Robinson Jr. He came back. Obviously, this was his first game. Didn't play amazing, but that's okay. He had 9 carries, which led the running backfield. All right. He had 22 yards. Again, this is his first game after literally coming back from a shooting that was someone trying to attempt to rob him in his vehicle. That is huge. The fact that he's able to come back this fast, and there was a lot of hype and expectation of him being the RB1 for the Washington Commanders. Now, this could be something where it could be a 3-headed monster, right? You've got Robinson, you've got Gibson, McKissick. I think Gibson's going to be the one that's going to probably take the biggest hit in fantasy. Robinson, again, led the running backs with carries this week, so he might be someone you might want to pick up. Again, he's only available in 38% of most leagues, so he's probably not available for you, but if he is, he's somebody you may want to consider. Now, the next position I have is going to be the wide receiver position. First guy I have is Jacoby Myers. He's another great pickup, and really for the rest of the season. He's going against the Cleveland Browns this week. He's available in 53% of most leagues. He had a great game after missing 2 games this season so far. He saw 8 targets. He had over 100 receiving yards and a touchdown. Prior to the injury, he saw 19 targets in the first 2 games of the week. Right now, he's getting almost 20 points a game in the 3 games he was able to play. So as far as performance-wise, yeah, the injury is obviously something you always have to deal with in fantasy, but as far as a wide receiver 1 option, he is phenomenal, and he's good flex play almost every single week. He's a good wide receiver 2 in most weeks. So again, this is a guy you should be going after. The fact that he's available in 53% really bothers me, but he should be grabbed. Another receiver you could be considering is going to be Alec Pierce, the rookie out of Indy. Going against the Jaguars this week, he's available in 92% of most leagues. He's had over 80 plus yards in the last 2 games. So you're starting to see him get more and more confidence from Matt Ryan. He's definitely the wide receiver 2 on this offense. He's pretty much supplanted Doolin and Campbell. So it's really Pittman and Pierce. And Pierce has done a great job taking advantage of the slot. And of course, the lack of focus on him. A lot of it's obviously on Michael Pittman. But with that said, Pierce is a good option you could possibly pick up, especially for some flex play. And again, maybe a wide receiver 2 here or there based off his matchup. Another receiver I like is Devin Duvernay. Duvernay is going against the Giants this week, which is a really tough matchup, I'll say that. But he is available in 38% of most leagues. He's a great fill, especially if Rashad Bateman is out again and missed time. He was targeted and had a potential touchdown in this last game Sunday night, but Lamar missed it, unfortunately. But he still had 12 points in PPR. And again, a great producer. He's a good special teams player. He gets yards. He's already had a returning touchdown this season. So he is another wide receiver I like, especially if your fantasy pays out in points for return yards, kicking and punt returning. So I do like Duvernay a lot. He's kind of those little sleepers here and there, especially if Bateman's out. Now, the only tight end I kind of recommend as a waiver wire pickup would be Hayden Hurst. He had a good game last night against the Ravens. He's going against the Saints this week. He's available in 71% of most leagues. He had a touchdown in each of the last 2 games. Obviously, you can't always rely on the touchdowns, but he's had a total of 11 targets the last 2 games as well, so he is getting targeted. If you're in need of a streaming tight end, maybe you've got Pitts, maybe you've got a bye week like Hawkinson out this week. Again, he's a really good option you may want to consider picking up. So those are my week 6 waiver wire pickups you should be considering and looking after. If you guys do have questions or who you should drop or pick up, again, hit us up in the comments down below. We'll be gladly able to answer those questions for you. If you guys have other questions, again, hit us up in the comments, or you can follow us on our socials. We're on Twitter and Instagram. If you guys did enjoy the content, make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell is on. That way you guys are notified every time we drop a video just like this. And of course, hit the like button. It's greatly appreciated. Make sure you guys are staying tuned. We'll obviously drop our start and sits for the quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end position for you guys this upcoming week. Again, if you have questions, comments, whatever you guys want to do, I'll catch you guys next time.